So guys, today is the day that we repair this car. This thing's been off the road for a couple of weeks now. That's because I blew up the R1 Crunch 4. Oh wow. Crunchy, crunchy boy. I've got everything set apart. I took the clutch off because I thought the rear main was leaking as well. And we also have a brand new R154 gearbox that I will show you properly in a second. Now, first I want to start off today's video saying thank you to everyone that went on the benkyspec.com website and bought a purple and red hoodie, because we have entirely sold out of the purple ones and we only have a few red ones left, and you guys absolutely killed it. Oh, fuck. So guys, we're going to talk about why exactly I bought a brand new R154 gearbox from Toyota. There's a number of reasons and I'm going to explain why in a second, but brand new from Toyota, this car is like 20 plus years of age and you can get one from Toyota, which I find absolutely insane. Comes with a shifter linkage as well. Nice and crunchy as every R1 Crunch 4. Actually has a lot of play for you know, a brand new gearbox, which I don't really like. So the reason why I went with a brand new R154 over a TR6060 or T56 swap is because a T56 swap or a TR6060 swap is gonna cost a bunch more money. When I think about spending money on cars, I usually think of opportunity cost. And if I were to drop a bunch of money on the TR6060 swap, then I would be run pretty dry for the next few weeks. And if I were to get this R154 for the price I got it for, then I'd have a lot more money to spend on other builds, which I would much prefer. Yes, the R154 isn't the best gearbox, especially with the power that we're making. However, with selling parts and putting out my old R1 Crunch 4, I'll be hopefully able to recover some of the costs there, which will end up with this gearbox costing me roughly in the range of 2 grand. So 2 grand compared to 6 or 7 grand, I think makes a little bit more sense for me, because I'll be able to funnel that money into the AU Falcon, the EF Falcon. I know people running big power with the R154 that aren't having any issues. I guess it just depends on your driving style as well, and I guess we'll just have to not send it too incredibly hard. If I were to get like a TR6060 swap, then I would be sort of held back on the content that I can make on the other cars, so it'll just allow me to continuously make content rather than sort of have to pause, because money doesn't grow on trees.
Does your money jiggle jiggle? Or does it fold, fam? Does it fold?
No, come on. My money don't... Come on, say it. Go.
Nah, I'm asking you a question here.
It sits in a account and I can only see numbers, so it doesn't really do either.
Oh, so it's silent. Your money's silent. Moves in silence.
All right, so the reason why I took this clutch off was because I thought the rear main seal was leaking. Turns out, if we come under here, turns out that the rear main wasn't leaking at all. It seems to be where the gasket goes in between the upper sump. You can see there's sort of like a leak in between the two where the RTV is. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just smear a little bit of RTV on there just to seal it up, because it's not actually that drastic, and probably nip down these bolts a little bit more. So that means we do have to put the clutch on first today. And I wanna show you guys what an Exceedi Carbon D twin plate looks like inside. So we have a few parts in here. We have a few discs, and the main expensive part of this clutch is the carbon plate. So you have here, so this is actually carbon fiber, and they're extremely light, and it doesn't really make sense how, you know, something like this can hold 350 kilowatts or so. You can see there's a bunch of heat marking and everything like that, but I've been told on a twin plate that's pretty normal, and this thing has never really slipped on me or let go. So I guess that means it is a very aggressive clutch. However, it is also a sprung twin plate, so that means that it's sort of absorbing some of the impact every time you do let go of the clutch. Don't know if it's too aggressive because it did blow my gearbox up. All right, friends and family, here's a little update. All right, guys, here's a little update. I'll put some RTV just on where the gap is. Some of it's got on the rear main, but that's okay. The rear main doesn't move, so. It could have potentially also been the gearbox leaking some fluid as well. So the gearbox could have been leaking from down in there, but doesn't really matter now. Fast forward a few hours and a few days. The clutch is now on. It's now all centered up as well. And that was thanks to PJ, because he loaned me his clutch alignment tool, which isn't the right tool, but it has the right diameter for the spigot bearing, and that's the only thing that I really need. And the rest, to sort of space out that centerpiece of the clutch, I just put some tape on this. So yeah, mint. Clutch is on. Let's get this gearbox on. All right, fam, let's instantly devalue this R1 Crunch 4. Fucking light ass. Here she is. So, this is the brand new Owen Crunch 4 out of the box. It's the first time I'm looking at everything. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Look at that. It's spinning freely in neutral, whereas the other one didn't want to do that, huh?
Do you still have it?
No, sold it. It's gone. We also need to take off the shifter, which isn't too hard. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. It should just be a bolt off here. Okay, so we've extended the wiring for the reverse lights. So pretty much wired a red and green cable, the same as what I've got under the car. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Let's chuck this thing in. Hopefully not much struggle, but I know there will be because Lachlan, it's not easy putting a gearbox on a twin plate, is it?
No, you gotta use your little fingers and move your splines around to get it perfectly aligned.
Alright, box is underneath. We need to get it on the jack. We don't have a transmission jack, just a regular jack, so it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we've made this work in the past plenty of times, even with Nissan stuff. Ain't that right, fam?
Yeah, Nissan's a bit of a turn the box 90 degrees, angle it up 4.5 degrees, push it in 5 centimeters, angle it back. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, luckily we have a Crunch 4 going on a, I wouldn't say, actually God's motor, bro. Actually God's motor.
No.
JZ, yeah, for sure. And we have it sort of pried up. You can see right there, it's pushing on the JZ. Engine mounts are loose at the bottom, and you can see the JZ is sort of like sticking kind of far back, so that's what you got to do. All right, fellas, a little bit of an update. Bunda! Yuck. We actually have, oh shit, the R154 entirely installed now. It's in there. We're just filling up with some fluid. Tail shaft is on. Mr. Alex, I baited him. I've already done 2 bottles, and apparently it takes 4 liters. So we've got another 2 bottles to go. So yeah, luckily I got this man's. You like pumping, don't you?
It's familiar motion.
Familiar motion?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. We just need to bolt the exhaust on. We also need to put the surround on in here. And I'm also going to adjust my clutch biting point so we can have more pedal going into the clutch, so we have more movement of the clutch, because I feel like when I originally had the R154, I wasn't fully engaging the clutch, so that might have been a contributing factor, but I don't really know. But yeah, shifter's all in. Feeling a bit better with the fluid in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Why can't Toyota be more like Nissan and make the boxes pre-filled?
Nissans have better gearboxes. Yeah, these crunchy freaking R154s are crap. But Nissans don't have a JZ, do they?
RB.
Yeah, RB.
RB.
Imagine for 10
Rubbish.
Imagine if for 10k more than this, you could have a built S15 with an RB box and full aero package.
Why would I want that when I have this?
Imagine you could have
A rusty Toyota.
There's a bit of surface rust.
A rusty Toyota.
There's the tiniest little bit of surface rust.
Rusty Toyota.
Yeah, that's because I need to paint on the...
Rusty Toyota.
Lachlan's just jealous.
Reckon.
What?
Not at all.
So guys, the Chaser is back. It's on the ground and it drives and it's all good. The only issue that we're facing right now is the synchros are sort of bedding in, I guess, but it does feel a little bit notchy. I've taken for a little bit of a drive, but I'm not entirely sure if I need to break in the gearbox. So if you guys could let me know if you know anything about breaking in gearboxes, is that entirely necessary for the R154? I've been told by people that it is. I've been told that by people that it isn't. So I'm a little bit conflicted. I know for a fact that Nissan boxes do need to be bedded in, according to Lachlan and Nathan. Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. I've got the interior all back together. It's all driving and all that. Everything's there. And honestly, it feels not really much different to the gearbox that was in there before that. There you guys go. The Chaser is back. And also to celebrate, we have some posters that I'm going to be signing and dating going live on the benkyspec.com website from today. So I got a bunch of these printed. I think there's only about 20 of each. I've got this one, and I've also got the AU Falcon as well. Benky Spec. Look at that number plate. Bit of a joke. But yeah, these are going live. I'm only going to do a limited run of these as well, just to sort of celebrate the Chaser being back. And you can see it's got no bar on here, which I don't know if you guys are going to rate that. But I appreciate you guys so much for sticking around. It's been a very hard past couple of weeks with the Chaser breaking and moving the EF Falcon back home. Not only that, my AU Falcon also has another problem, which I sort of need to take apart and diagnose because I don't know what it is yet. Yeah, only 1 out of 4 cars working. The damn Camry is the only thing that I have in the fleet. Well, now the Chaser as well, which is sick. So 2 out of 4. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios. Get real close.